Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the history of Minecraft. Oh! Can I, not get these errors right now? I'm just trying to play game. Okay. Now I've closed out most of the errors. Don't know why it does that. It's super annoying. Even though I didn't disconnect an iPhone. I don't even have a charger plugged in my computer. But I gotta pull up the webpage. Okay, so we're gonna start off with additions to the game. Blocks. We're gonna start with blocks. So we got the air block. It's surrounding us. It wasn't listed in the game code. Then the grass block. It only appears, for some reason it only appears at, I think, Y level 43. I don't know why. It was made with the same texture that Notch used in one of his older games. It had the same texture. And stone. It can be placed at any Y level. And it was also pulled from the same game. The texture was also pulled from, and its texture would later be reused for cobblestone, if that wasn't obvious. The player. Mob entities. So it's 1.7 blocks tall. And it has no model. Let's go to the world generator. Chunks. It takes about a tenth of a second to generate each chunk. And the size of each chunk is 16 by 16. Now in older versions that I can't play, chunks were 8 by 8, but the performance wasn't as good with 8 by 8 chunks. Chunks are loaded in order of when you are. The render distance is very high though. It's probably like 256 chunks or something. I think it's like 256 chunks before it finally unloads. And then the player spawns in a 256 by 64 by 256 map. And it takes 20 seconds to generate a full map. Of course, depending on what computer you have. Some people have bad computers, some have good computers. And if we go to the edge here, we go to the edge of the world. You see, we just fall. And, goodbye, world. Now we're back up. Cave. Now, these were in earlier versions. This is in an earlier version. There were caves, but then they decided to remove them. I'm going to show you a clip from a modded version of 0.30. Yep, this is what it looks like. It looks like that. The lighting. Now, in the pre-classic and classic, it was very simple. It was just like, it was either, wrong button. It was either brightness or darkness. That was it. And the only ones that are light are ones that are directly above the sky and the non-existent sun. Like, really, where's the sun? It's just blue. Just a blue sky. Creative mode. Okay. It was an extremely basic version of creative mode. You couldn't fly? And you couldn't pick what block you wanted, it just depended on the Y level of it. There's no hotbar. Respawning, this is actually how I got back up. You just press R, and you go into a new location. And if you hold it, it does this. Pretty cool. So, that was this version. Time for upgrading! Time. No, wait, it's not time for upgrading. Because we need in this version. Okay, so, you replace the destroyed blocks. We've already shown that off. But left-clicking places a block, and right-clicking destroys it. That's why I was struggling. Oh. Oh. I keep messing up. Okay, so blocks cannot be placed past the border. That's pretty obvious. Of course you wouldn't be able to. It's not going to be saved. You can place blocks on the space they are on. And you get X-ray. Right now it just shows nothing because I don't have anything in this world. But if I were to like dig a cave, like that, and then go in here, and then place the blocks, you can see the cave. You can also save the world by pressing enter, and if you can see when I'm walking around, that little log spot it's saving the game. It also saves when closing it, but I don't want to close it yet because that's going to stop the recording. And I'll have to get it started again. And we've already talked about those block types. I'm looking on the wiki for this info because I don't know all of it. Like, so you saw in that clip that it was super, there was stuff everywhere. There was stuff everywhere. There was like blocks, random positions, and weird stuff. But now it's just a flat world. It's just a flat world. That's it. Just a flat world. And it is 42 blocks tall, so you have to right click 42 times before you reach the bottom. And then you fall down. These weird patterns because there's no like mixing colors. It was just kind of that. Yep. Well, it's time to update. Okay, this is the new feature. We got Steve. Hello, Steve. They run around randomly with no AI. It's just they just kind of run around randomly, slowly rotating their heads, and eventually, it's the first mob in the game. 100 spawn when you load a world. And like, do not save until the level.dat file, so if you find one and want to keep it, you can't close out of the game. So that means once the world is closed and reopened, all the mobs would have despawned and new ones would spawn in. And the mobs were reused from Zombie Town, a game made by Notch before Minecraft. And they are zombies in the code. Zombies. Yeah. I guess they're zombies then.